I wanted to get some of his cheeky sexiness, which I think
Love
he
that.
is. Are you watching?
Okay. If that's what you think is going on.
Okay. Fair enough.
The Americans have acquired.
Josef, I want to start with you because I am from Poland. And so is Piotr Adamczyk, who are you playing in Star City. What was it like to follow in his footsteps?
Terrifying. Terrifying. I mean, he did such an amazing, beautiful job. I was a fan of him and the show before I got the part, so it was kind of, to follow in his footsteps was an honour. And I think he did such an amazing amount of work before I even got to it. To see where he ends up, it was such a great base plate for me to go off of from there. I'd love to meet him at one point. I haven't. One of our directors, Kasia, is friends with him, and she sent a picture to him, and he said it makes sense. So that was nice.
So you haven't even talked to him?
I haven't. No, not yet. I mean, I'm sure that's going to happen. I mean, Ben and Matt are saying they want that to happen, and that would be lovely. I'd love to meet him.
And how closely did you study his performance? I mean, some facial expressions you do?
I like that you said that, thank you. Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah. I wanted to. That was the thing. I wanted I wanted to get the essence of who he was. But for fans of him and the character, I wanted to get some of his cheeky sexiness, which I think
Love
he
that.
is. Are you watching?
Okay. If that's what you think is going on.
Okay. Fair enough, yeah.
In For All Mankind, every Russian person speaks with that fake Russian accent. Were you relieved you didn't have to do that?
I think it was kind of, because we're suspending, sorry, that's not the right word.
Yeah, it's disbelief.
It is, yeah,
your
disbelief.
belief,
It's kind of, because we're doing the what if scenario, I think as a creative choice, I think it was better to do the accents that we have in this because it just allows us to focus on the story and the storyline instead of certain attributes, because the story is so important and wonderful that it just allows you to focus in on that.
Yeah, it feels more natural that way. But I was curious what the choice would be.
The accents, I mean, I was scared.
I mean,
at
I still
first.
had to
thought
do
that
an
was gonna
accent,
happen.
so
You did have
I still had to do an
accent.
accent, so
There you go. Yeah, that's a good point. I kind of did too, just not mine.
Yeah, that's true, to be
Yeah.
fair. I mean, I think it does help to kind of strip everything back and make it really it makes it more character driven and
blueprint.
focused onto those stories, and it doesn't. I think it was a really cool choice, actually.
I agree.
It definitely made everyone feel a lot more at ease.
Yeah, for sure.
Priya, your storyline surprised me a little bit. Like, what's the Indian person doing in the USSR? I mean, but I can imagine the program like that could have attracted people from all countries, right? So what's the backstory here? Like, have you talked to the showrunners about her backstory, her origins?
Absolutely. I did speak to Matt and Ben about what she's doing here, and it's funny because I get asked that question a lot. They're like, are you playing a Russian person in your show? I'm like, no, she comes from India. But what's also really interesting is that obviously there's a lot of kind of reflection of what was kind of going on at the time, even if this is an alternate history, even if we do like play around with that world. And India and Russia did have a close relationship when it came to space in particular. Access to like people and information and this knowledge and science was important at that time. And so for my own research, I looked into that and I tried to understand what those roots were. How does she land up in a place like that? And so that I could build out that story for her and really help to build her up from the ground. And it was a really fun kind of process of learning. And it's, very early on, we can see that she has a really deep understanding of the science and the exploration and what the USSR was able to do in the space. So she's a big fan. So that's kind of cool, to explore that.